I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. I'm
That's
sorry.
so funny.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe you will like it, maybe you won't, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Are you a Harlem Shake OG or no?
Yeah, I'm like totally into other stuff that's not music related.
¿Hablas español de verdad o solo para cantar?
Honestly, sometimes not having a plan is the best plan.
I never close out interviews like that.
And if there's one thing that I can get off my chest that I feel like people needed to hear, it's this. Just shut the fuck up and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to Unshut, a place where if at any point you feel like you need to shut the up, don't.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. How's your morning going so far?
It's a morning. I'm alive. I woke up and I had to do hundreds of things that I didn't want to do, but it is what it is.
One thing after another, right?
Always, always.
Dude, mine couldn't be better because I get to skip leg day with my trainer to do this interview today, so I'm not mad about it.
Leg day is awful. I would skip leg day as often as possible if I could.
Which is so funny because my trainer is the one who actually put me on to your music. So I'm totally curious to kick off this interview with you like this. Do you find it cringy to listen to your own music when you work out, or do you not listen to yourself?
I don't listen to my music ever. It's one of those things where once the music is out, it's not mine anymore. It belongs to the world. So I don't listen to it at all.
Dude, I fucking love that. It's not because you know how like whenever you hear back audio of what you sound like, you sound different. Is it the same with music for you, or is it just because it's like it's out, move on?
It kind of is. I don't really necessarily like hearing my voice all day, but I think that stems from a different place. I also like write and record like all my band's music, so hearing myself repetitively sing a verse or a line is annoying, but it's more so the fact that once I'm done with it, I don't want to worry about it anymore. If I listen to it too much, I'll fixate on things that I should have done differently, and I don't want to do that. So I'm like, that's it, that's done.
I feel like that's such a good move though, because then it's almost like once you revisit it to play it live, it's like brand new all over again, not overplayed for you, you know? So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's funny. I just started listening to like some older music a couple of days ago that we're gonna be performing live when we start playing live shows again. And I had that exact thought in my head. I'm like, oh, this is different from what I remember, but this is fun.
Dude, I love that approach for sure. Now, I know you are no rookie at doing interviews. You've done a fuck ton, but I'm super excited to have you because I get to show you what Unshut is all about. So I hope you're ready.
I'm very ready.
So excited. You're still in New York currently, right?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York, yeah.
Very cool. And you're originally from Harlem, right?
Yes.
Dude, I'm low-key a little pissed. In no interview, no one's ever talked to you about the fucking Harlem Shake. Are you a Harlem Shake OG or no?
Yeah, I like grew up like doing the Harlem Shake and doing just like all the Harlem dances. But that was like that's the culture, like that was the vibe. I grew up doing like all of like everything that you would see in the 90s, like the basketball games, the dances, the house parties, all of that stuff.
Dude, hell yeah. Could you imagine if I'm like, all right, today we're gonna Harlem Shake the entire time we do the interview?
That would make our shoulders extremely heavy by the end of this interview.
Totally. Would you say that Harlem plays an impact on where Varsity gets its swag from? Like, I know there are a lot of components to it, right? Like culture, musical influences, but what about the environment?
Yeah, it honestly played like the biggest role on everything I do. Honestly, I was always into music, but I became more engulfed in it or more swallowed up by it because I lived in Harlem. Like the community in Harlem, like the music community was so big. I used to live around the corner from this basketball court called the Battlegrounds, and Cameron and Joel Santana used to hang out there every day. They would watch the basketball games and they do like all these like freestyle rap things, or like they'd have the kids like freestyle rap. And that's how I got into like wanting to be like a musician. I used to I used to go try to freestyle and stuff. So I'd go home and I'd write down a bunch of stuff and I'd be like, all right, how do I turn this into like the best rap song ever? So Harlem played a huge influence on anything I do musically.
Dude, it fucking shows. Like, when it comes to music, I feel like, no offense to anyone, but like vanilla backgrounds, it doesn't hit the same. It's not relatable, you know? So I love it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I love music so much, but I there are certain things that I listen to and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," but it just feels like it's a good song. And then there's other things I'm like, "Oh, there's like a soul to that I can like really connect to."
No, totally. And that's how I feel about your music because I obviously discovered you recently, went down the rabbit hole, and I'm like, hold up. Like, there is so much swag. And I usually don't look up an artist until I confirm an interview because a bitch is not wasting his time. Okay. And so I literally started to go and I'm like, okay, New York City, Harlem, Spanish. hip hop, there's so much influence there that I can see. So you're absolutely on the ball with that. And if I'm not mistaken, talking about coming up with raps to go perfect after, leaving the basketball courts, something that you had openly talked about was learning to play the guitar to impress a girl. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I picked up guitar forever ago. It's the weirdest story ever. My mom gave me money to buy clothes, and I really wanted to like impress a girl, and I bought a guitar. I didn't do anything that she wanted me to do. First song I learned was a song by Taking Back Sunday, and I learned it. It was horrible. I didn't learn it fully. I just learned it enough to kind of like play it for her. And I did, and then she broke up with me. So
So it kind of worked for a little bit, but
yeah, it worked for that day. 'Cause I actually, after that happened, I put down the guitar and I was like, ah, this is stupid. I'm never doing this again.
all right, well, you're getting ready to call yourself out again because I'm totally curious. Can you share the cheesiest shit you've ever done to impress a girl outside of playing guitar?
It's a weird thing to think about. I don't think I've done anything cheesy intentionally. I'm just naturally like a corny person. Like in general, I don't think about the shit I do ever. I just kind of do it. So it all kind of comes off as cheesy to me.
Well, and you were in high school when that happened, right?
Yeah, I was. It's funny because like after that, I became like really quiet. I was quiet for like for years. And I didn't talk to like anybody. So I can't think of anything cheesy I've done to impress anybody.
That's fair. I mean, for me, it's so easy. As a gay dude, it's like the easiest shit ever. All you got to do is be like, oh, it's so big. I'm just kidding. I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. I'm
That's
sorry.
so funny.
I'm so sorry. You originally thought you'd be a teacher while getting your degree in education and a minor in psychology. Was there always this feeling of this can't be it for me?
Yeah, all the time. I went to I didn't want to go to college at all. Like school is not for me. I honestly I don't think school is for a lot of people. That's a very unpopular opinion, but school is not for everybody. And I didn't want to go. My mom pretty much forced me to go. And so I did. And the entire time I was doing it, the reason why I minored in psychology is because I do like brain things and I like understanding things like a lot. But I was always like, I was always under the impression that I was doing it but it wasn't like the thing for me. I just didn't know what the thing was.
No, it makes total sense. And I know you've also talked about how you had worked for Apple for a little bit. And I've been curious to ask you, is there anything you learned from this position at all that benefits you today as an artist?
Yeah, so I worked at Apple for a bit. I made it all the way up to being a lead, which was like a manager. It's what they call them in the stores. I worked in the Fifth App Store on 59th Street, the main Apple store when it was 24 hours before it wasn't. I learned how to take control of a team, do it so that everyone had a role to do and no one felt pressured, but it was like, hey, this is your thing, this is whatever. No pressure, do this, kind of do that. But if you don't, there are other things that I can like kind of just like hand out to do, like hand out tasks, hand out roles, things like that. I also learned, I guess, how to communicate how roles work a little better or how things should go. But I also, ended up learning that Apple was completely 180% a cult. That was the breaking point for me. And I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. I gotta get the fuck out of this bitch.
Dude, it makes so much sense though, because if you don't learn how to delegate as an artist, you'll settle for fucking anything. So
Yeah.
it's really fascinating to hear you say that for sure.
Yeah, I think before that I was like very confused on like a lot of things. I mean, I would just do things and just not know how to do them or not know how to like explain them. And even in my workflow, it'd be awful because I would be tr attempting to do something that I don't know how to explain to someone else or delegate a job that I'm just like, wait, how do I how do I get you to do this thing that I want you to do the way I want to do it? So Apple definitely taught me that. It also taught me a lot of patience.
Having to deal with all them crazy customers, 24 hours,
Yep.
open, that's
Yep.
crazy.
24 hours a day. And the majority of our customers, they were all like tourists and like foreigners and stuff like that. So there was also, like language barriers and you had to be like really patient with people. Or we had the older customers who had no idea how things worked and I had to sit down and explain.
There goes the patience you talked about, right? Well, I love that you have talked about that this has all been kind of like a random journey when it comes to how everything snowballed and what is now varsity. Could that be part of the magic of it all, that it was not planned? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Yeah, I think that's why it works so well for me because I gotta be honest, I had to fill out like some legal forms this morning for like band stuff, like because being on the label, you gotta do all that type of stuff. And even doing that, I'm like, none of this is real. Like none of this shit is like actually happening. And I think that's what makes it work for me because I never thought any of this would happen. I never thought I'd be doing any of the stuff I'm doing. And so every time something happens, it's still a surprise to me. It's like, oh, that's like a real thing. That's like I'm living this in real time. And I do think that that plays a major role in what makes us us.
Dude, 100%. And I feel like there's a spontaneous spark to that too. I think it's what keeps things so exciting. I can relate to that even just as a podcast host. I never thought I would be hosting a show on Spotify. And, now I'm in 39 fucking countries. It's taken off in a way I didn't know it would. But it's because of that. It's because that spontaneous spark of not having a plan, but just fucking rocking with it. It keeps things so fresh and relatable, you know?
Honestly, sometimes not having a plan is the best plan. You can plan everything in the fucking world, and then when something doesn't happen, your disappointment levels will be through the roof, and that's why I'm just like, just kind of go with it. Like wherever I'm supposed to be, I will eventually get there.
Dude, 100%. I fucking love that a lot. Another thing that I'm stupidly obsessed with you real quick is first of all, your initials being JV for, junior varsity being a joke that you've talked about. And so in honor of JV and varsity, I'm going to give you a sport real quick and I want you to tell me which team you'd make today in 2025. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, the first one, soccer.
I have no idea. I don't even watch soccer. You can't even. I'm already lost. I'm already.
No team at all. Got cut early.
No.
Baseball.
I was so bad at baseball. My uncle used to try to force me to play baseball all the time. He was a huge Mets fan, so I'm gonna go Mets.
Dude, hell yeah. I literally thought that I would be like such a good baseball player. Tried it for a day and I was like, I am never going back. It's not for me.
Yeah, my uncle used to get all of us to play baseball like in the backyard like years ago, and I was just awful at it. But he would just drill it into me that I needed to do it.
What about basketball? Do you think today in 2025, Joey would make the JV team or varsity team?
I'm not sure, but I do play basketball. I love basketball so much. Are we talking about like professional, like NBA? Because I would not make that. But if it was
Just
like
any
a,
in general.
it was like a junior varsity or varsity league, I'd definitely make the varsity league now. I played a lot like growing up.
Dude, hell yeah. Do you know who MK is?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, he is my latest fucking obsession. Like, I'm literally 2 weeks in to the rabbit hole of this kid, and I don't know shit about basketball for the record. Don't know anything. I probably don't even know how to dribble and walk at the same time. But I came across one of his videos, and a bitch was sold. I am fucking obsessed with this kid right
I,
now.
I I love that. I love when like you can find something that you're just like I'm invested, immediately invested in, and you just go in all in. I love shit like that.
Dude, hell yes. What about wrestling? Do you think you'd make JV or varsity today?
I grew up watching wrestling. I also used to like I knew a bunch of like coaches when I was growing up. I would definitely make that. I mean I still watch wrestling nowadays when I'm bored. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna throw this on and watch it. So
Dude, hell yeah. I just know so many people are going to listen to that answer and think it's so fucking hot.
I have a Discord and we have like a wrestling channel in it. And when I started joining in, everyone was like, "Wait, you watch wrestling?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like totally into other stuff that's not music related.
What's that Discord channel? Let's unplug it real quick.
So it's called Icon. It's called the Icons channel. I don't even know the link to it, like to be honest, because I'm so new at it. But I decided I was just like, I want to start one. I want to have like a nice little community where I show people that I'm not just like this fucking musician that people will eventually like, oh my God, I want to worship and whatever. I don't want any of that shit. I want people to see me as like a human.
Dude, hell yeah. Well, we'll find the link. We'll link it to the episode. And I didn't mean to say unplug. I meant to plug it in. Okay. Dude, amazing. Did I miss any that you wouldn't mind giving a try today in 2025? Any sports?
Football. I am like a huge football fan. I love the 49ers like to death. I wanted to play football when I was younger, but I'm just not built for it. But I'd probably make varsity. I'm really fucking fast, surprisingly. And I jump really high for like someone my size. So
Dude, hell yeah, I fucking love it. Well, if you ever do go the sports route later, just go back to this episode. You're welcome. I inspired you to become an athlete, okay?
there you go.
Of course. Well, in a previous interview, you said that all you do is eat, play video games, and play music. So we're going to combine music and video games. This is going to officially be like our introduction to the music part of the episode, okay? First of all, what games do you play?
Right now I am obsessed with skate. Like incredibly obsessed with skate. I play pretty much anything, but I'm like obsessed with that game. I used to skateboard when I was younger, so I thought I was gonna be like Tony Hawk or some shit like that. It didn't work out, but
Dude, I am so fucking excited you said Tony Hawk because I have this on my notes right now. I had no fucking idea, but I'm going to give you a game and I want you to tell me which one of your songs you would put in this video game. Does that make sense?
yeah.
All right, the first one I've got for you is Mortal Kombat.
Ooh, Mortal Kombat. Probably Black and Blue.
Dude, hell yes. The next one I have for you is Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, Shameless.
Ready and willing, but down on my luck. Cards on the table, I know what she wants. She likes a mad type, super fly, broken enough. She'll lift you up so high, leave you searching for love. But I can't take anymore, convulsing like a fiend on the floor. She says I'm the one, but this isn't fun. She fooled me once, now she's coming for blood. Bury me.
Amazing. First of all, Super Mario or Mario Kart, which one are you picking?
Super Mario. I'm good at both, but I'm more of just like the traditional Mario fan.
Hell yeah, the classic, right? Which song are you putting on there?
I don't know if I have a song that's Mario friendly, but probably maybe Cloud City or Pathos, one of those.
Okay, I feel like Cloud City would be a really good one for like maybe some Bowser vibes or something.
Yeah, right. Like for some like dark Bowser vibes, Cloud City probably.
Dude, hell yes.
I know that you're scared of who you see. Try to hold me back, but you just can't stop me. I'm everything you wish that you could be. If you hear this and it bothers you, then maybe you should follow through. I know that you're scared of all that I can be. Afraid of all the things that you could feel from me. Say that I'm a monster, yes, that's who I am. Do the things I want to, just because I can. Yeah.
The last one I have for you, which is funny you said Tony Hawk, a Tony Hawk game. What are you putting in there?
Tony Hawk, probably. I have a song that's coming out now that will actually fit it entirely. It's called Sugar. Probably that one.
Okay, very cool. I'm curious if that's the song I'm bringing up towards the end of it, but you'll have to tell me. And if I fuck up song titles and names, just don't fucking mind me, all right? I tend
No,
to move a little quick,
yeah,
okay?
fuck it up. I don't give a shit. I fuck up my own music all the time.
Hell yeah. The next thing I want to do with you real quick is first of all ask you this. ¿Hablas español de verdad o solo para cantar?
No, yo hablo de verdad.
Por favor, dime si conoces la canción de San Palo que está en TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I have been fucking dying about that, and I've had no one on the show to bring that song up to while recording. So I'm glad you know about that song. It's so fucking crazy.
Wait, no one knows about that?
Not that anyone that I've talked to recently during recordings because they don't speak Spanish. So it's like, I don't
Gotcha.
think they know, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why, like, if they don't speak Spanish, they wouldn't gravitate towards it.
Totally. Can I ask you a couple of questions in Spanish?
Sure.
Amazing. Let's see how fucked up my Spanish is real quick.
My Spanish is pretty awful too, so it's fine.
Hell yeah, we'll both be awful together. It's all good. ¿Cómo empezó la idea de usar tu español en la música?
Yo no sé. Un día estaba haciendo la música y estaba como cansado de estar cantando en inglés y empecé a cantar en español y lo puse en la canción.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I gave it to the label and they were like, "Oh, you can do this." I was like, "Yeah, I can."
Dude, hell yeah. ¿De dónde es tu español?
Yo soy puertorriqueño.
Puertorriqueño, tu mamá y tu papá?
Mi mamá.
Very cool. Have you been?
Yeah, but not in years. It's which is funny. I haven't been in years. I want to go. That's like a huge thing for me right now. Like, you know, when people say they've been drawn to something and they can't explain why, for the past couple of months, like I've felt this really weird thing, which I've never felt in my life. And I'm just like, I should go to Puerto Rico. Like, I feel like I'm very drawn to it, but I haven't been in years. I want to go. I'd also like to play shows out there, maybe like next year or something like that. I think it'd be fun.
No, I can totally relate to that because, as I became an adult, I started to feel this need to go back to Guatemala, even though I had been, but it hits differently when you crave that desire to touch roots, if that makes sense. So I totally get it.
Yeah, it's a super random thing. I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't something I was planning. I just woke up one day and I'm like, I feel like I need to be there. Like I want to go. Like I want to be surrounded like by my culture for a bit.
Dude, totally. Why the song Dig? What was it about this song that made you want to do the Latin version?
Dig was really, really random for me. Even when I wrote that song, that was the first song I wrote that actually kind of meant something to the band. It was super weird. I wrote it and it was eventually the song that ended up getting us like our record deal and got us with the producer that got us, everything else. We were doing a deluxe edition for it and the label was like, hey, we should remix some songs or whatever. I hate deluxe editions. I think that's just a cheap way to get numbers on Spotify, but that's the industry. So I don't, whatever. But rather than just, tell them like, oh yeah, we can just get like a remix or a remaster. One day I was just home and I was just like humming some melodies and I was like, what am I putting this to? Like, what am I humming? And I was just humming along to dig. And I was like, oh shit, I could probably change this whole thing and do it in Spanish. And then that'd probably be more fun and more interesting for people and just also better for me than to just get something like remixed or remastered. And then I just ended up doing it.
Dude, I am stupidly obsessed. That's the first song that was introduced to me by my trainer that I was telling you about. I was like mind fucked for sure.
Pido a Dios que no la deje olvidar. Esa amor, no quiero sentir tu amor. Without you, I won't be the same. No love anymore. Ya no quiero este dolor. Forgive me for my mistakes.
So that song has been out for a while. We promoted it for a bit, but it never really went anywhere. We didn't do anything with it. And recently, with TikTok, as I was saying, I've had like this crazy feeling to just be like surrounded by my roots and my culture. And I'm like, I want to sing more in Spanish. So I'm just going to put these songs out and kind of see where it goes. And I did. And they started doing really well on TikTok. I don't think people were ready for that from us. And a lot of our fans, have messaged me and everything and be like, dude, like, you're like a Spanish singer. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've always loved it. I grew up around Spanish music. My mom used to make me dance with her when I was a kid. It was always in there. I just had to kind of just bring it out.
So sweet. And I feel like, again, going back to that random no plan, it's also just another way to honor that memory, that core memory that you have of listening to Spanish music with your mom. I think that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, honestly, that's like a big part of it for me. I've said this to a couple of people, but when I was a kid, my mom, she would work and she'd come home from work and she would do this thing where every weekend she wouldn't work the weekends from like Friday to Sunday. So she would buy, like 6 packs of Corona. She would go into our living room. And while my sisters and brothers were doing other stuff, she had this huge speaker system and she would just like drink beer and turn music up, turn the music up and she'd dance by herself. And that was her way of like decompressing. And as a kid, she would always grab me and she'd be like, I gotta teach you how to dance. You got to be into like the culture because one day, when you're older, you're gonna want to meet some lady or whatever, and and you're gonna go to a club and you got to be polite and you got to ask her, like, oh, hey, can I buy you a drink? Can I have this dance kind of thing? It's interesting because my mom prepared me for a world that really doesn't exist now, but every time I sing in Spanish on a song, I'm reminded of that time, and it actually is like really important to me.
Well, and I feel like you just said it so beautifully too. It's that reminder of we really don't live in that chivalry type of world anymore. However, there are still so many people who do crave that. They just don't know how to express it. So even when you add something like a Latin romantic flavor to a song, it's why it connects to so many people because, like you said, no one was prepared for that type of sound. And then here you are, you gave it to them. And who would have thought that that's what was going to connect so many people, right?
Yeah, I think people kind of knew, but they didn't expect it. And then when they heard it, they're like, holy shit, like this guy actually does this.
Dude, so fucking amazing. And I just realized, so for anyone that's going to be listening to this, I was supposed to be asking you questions in Spanish, and I just realized I've been reading them in Spanish, saying them in fucking English. But for
That's
anyone
fine.
listening, that is how it is because I'm fucking fluent as fuck, but no one realizes how difficult it is to turn it on and off. The other day, I was in a restaurant and I couldn't even order a fucking drink in Spanish. My anxiety took over. So I fucked it up. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, you're good. It's hard. I will say that. I speak Spanish. My Spanish isn't great, but there are times where like I still freak out about like certain things. Like I'm writing music now. I shouldn't be because we have like a whole project that's done, but I'm trying to incorporate more Spanish into it. And even then, like I've been sitting on a song that I wrote yesterday, just anxiety written, because I'm like, how do I say what I want to say but not mess up the Spanish? Because like if I sing the way I speak, like obviously we all know Puerto Rican Spanish is like it's like slang. It's very good. If I sang the way I speak Spanish, I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna like get it the way it should be said, but I totally understand. Like Spanish, it can literally mess up your nerves.
It was. I mean, my hands are so fucking soaked right now. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I've been reading all those questions in Spanish, but saying them out loud in English. So it's all good. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, it's fine. That people will understand. They'll be, you know what? I'll go back and I'll pretend he said it in Spanish.
Dude, exactly. Something you mentioned in a previous interview was being aware while reflecting on past projects that you felt like you were playing it safe. Is there anything today that you're aware of that you think you may be playing safe that you want to go full throttle in the next project?
Not anymore. I used to play like a lot of things safe. I think with our record Levitate, I did that a lot. Like I was trying to be experimental, but I was always trying to be, I was also trying to be like really safe with like what my label wanted wanted and what like my team wanted at the time. And no, that shit is stupid. Like I don't want to do that. So when I went in to record like the project that we just finished, I was like, hey, I just want to write music that I enjoy. And I don't give a shit about anything else. I just want to enjoy it and I hope that it connects with other people. So the whole safety thing is like out the window. And then even the song that we're about to put out is like oddly enough, it was already done and I went back and I added a Spanish part just because I was like, oh, I have this melody and I'm gonna add it here. And when I showed it to everyone, they was like, whoa, that like kind of sold the song. Like, where did this come from? I was like, I don't know. I just felt like throwing it in there. I just again, not having a plan. I didn't plan to put it in there, but I thought of this now and I want it in the song. So I think playing it safe kind of was the thing for me before, but now I'm like, I don't want to be safe. I just want to lean into the thing that makes me me and kind of run with it.
Dude, your answer couldn't have been any better because as you're talking, I'm thinking of this song. I think you teased it yesterday on your Instagram. And let me tell you something, Joey. A bitch got knocked up, okay? I'm fucking pregnant. It's your child. It was so fucking
I
sexy.
I claim all responsibility. Don't worry about it.
Do you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's a clip I posted, and it's a song called "Wish You Were Dead," and I posted it apart on purpose. It's like the song. It's like "Fuck Me Like You Did" when it was the first time. That one.
Fuck me like you did when it was the first time. Tell me how you like it, we know what it's like. Baby, we can meet up in another life. Can't let them have you, so I guess I'll do what I have to. Squeeze till I no longer have you, and live with the memory. Cut through your tattoo, they'll never know what we went through. Can't shake the smell of your perfume. You are my memory.
I always have like really explicit ideas for like lyrics and things like that, and then I don't put them in the songs because I'm like, oh man, like people might not like this. But like I said, I don't care anymore. I'm just like, I'm just gonna write and say whatever the hell I want to say. And I wrote that song as like a backup. It was just like a random single, and everyone kind of like fell in love with it. I was like, please finish this. So I did. The song is, I will say though, don't judge the song on that one part. It's a really weird song. It is a very sexy song, but like the topic of the song is a lot heavier than I think people are gonna expect from it. So
Dude, well, that's what makes it so exciting and why I was dying to ask you about the whole playing it safe because I came up with that question when I listened to that clip. And ironically enough, it was right after I saw that clip of you talking about playing it safe on a previous project. And I'm like, wait a minute, that playing it safe is so out the fucking window with something like this. But I love that you're saying that it's going to take a little bit of a turn. That's what makes it so exciting. I live for that shit. Is it safe to say that you'll eventually finish it? Let us know.
it's done. I'm planning on a release for it. I'm not exactly sure yet. There's a lot of songs that we have, and I would love to release all of them as singles. We can't. There's one song that everyone keeps driving me absolutely insane about on TikTok. Last year, I teased a song called Fake, and it's about how I think everything in the fucking industry is just bullshit. I didn't think that people would like that as much, that clip as much as they did, but still to this day, a whole year later, everyone's like, dude, where the fuck is this song? So I'm trying to be fair with like where I put songs in like in terms of release and stuff. It will get released. It just I don't exactly know like when right now.
Dude, I actually really appreciate that approach because I feel like whenever artists tease something, you shouldn't just put it out because it had a bit of a moment or because it had a blowout, right? It still has to be something that you as the artist connect to. So
Yeah.
hats off to you for that because I actually really appreciate that approach.
Thank you. I actually do that with tons of songs. There are songs, again in my Discord. There was a song that I teased a while ago, and one of my moderators in my Discord was like, "Hey, dude, I fucking love that. I need that." And I straight up was like, "Unfortunately, that song is never gonna be released." That was just something I needed to sing to get out. There's no place for it right now, kind of a thing. And I like you said, like I feel like every song has to have its place or mean something in order for it to like in order for me to want to put out, I shouldn't just put it out just because I'm like, oh my God, it has like this TikTok numbers or whatever. Like I hate the whole chase of numbers kind of thing, but that's unfortunately the industry right now also.
No, for sure. Well, it's starting to make sense to me why your music is hitting the way it's hitting. It's because it's intentional. It's not just a number. So I commend you for that 100%. And since you brought up TikTok, I'm totally curious to ask you, were you caught off guard in a good way, right? Because to me, I find it fucking fucking funny. Some of the comments, I wrote them on my notes here where some people were like, Chilaquiles in chains, taco fighter, sleeping with salsa. Fucking nuts, right? But what was your first impression about getting comments like that?
I kind of just find everything funny. I'm really hard to offend with things. I'm very much the kind of person where I'm like, yo, I don't care. I don't give a shit. As long as you're not doing it with malicious intent, like, I don't give a shit. So, when I started getting comments like that, I kind of thought it was funny. I'm like, well, this is like interesting. But then those same people who were commenting it would comment on multiple videos and they would come back and be like, yeah, like this song is like stuck in my fucking head now. And I'm like, oh, well, at least you're enjoying the song. Like you made an attachment because you had, you thought it was funny. You made this name, but now you're coming back to like genuinely listen to the song. But that whole thing just caught me by surprise because I'm not like too fond of TikTok as it is. Like, I think it's a great tool. I don't love it as much as like other artists love it. So I'm not on there like chasing like, like a viral moment. So when our Spanish music started like kind of doing well on that whole thing like took me 180% by surprise because I'm like, wow, like first off, I didn't expect that. And then second off, for the type of music that I'm putting out, like I really didn't expect that. So,
Dude, so fucking cool. And I've got to say, on record, my favorite one was Bring Me the Horchata. I saw that and I was like, bitch, that is so fucking clever. I love that you're taking it as they mean them. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get some stupid ass comments all the time, right? That's part of the game. But the ones that you're getting with this like humor, I think it's so clever. And I love that you're kind of owning it because it's one way to kind of, like you said, captivate someone to keep them engaged, right?
no, it's 100%. Also, it's kind of doing something with like the person who commented it. So a lot of people, I don't know if they pay attention to it, but when you share someone's comment, it gets tagged to their page. So you're now also creating an interaction with this actual person. And to them, they're like, oh my God, like you shared my thing. Like I didn't think you'd do that. But to me, it's like, it was fucking hilarious. Like I laughed at it. I feel like everyone else should laugh at this too. I do get stupid comments sometimes, which is, that comes with everything. I had one comment yesterday about like the Super Bowl thing that like I just responded back to. And then the guy messaged me. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. Like I didn't like mean it that way. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. I didn't think you meant it in a bad way. I was just trying to have a conversation about it. If
What was
that's
the
what
Super Bowl comment? Was it about
um
Bad Bunny,
I
obviously?
posted, oh yeah, so I posted about Bad Bunny. Obviously, as a Puerto Rican, I'm like, this is huge for the culture. Like, this is a huge fucking thing. Like, I get it. People are like, oh my God, American football should have an American. It's like, well, unfortunately, bitch, Bad Bunny's American. Like, I don't know what you want to do about that. So I posted about it and I just wrote like this thing. I'm like, it's a huge thing for the culture. So thank you, Bad Bunny. And this guy was like, oh, yeah, but fuck Shakira and J-Lo when they did it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you missed the whole point. First off, Shakira and J-Lo are fucking awesome. And I also thank them for what they did. But when you're actually thinking about it, in terms of what they did with the Super Bowl versus what Bad Bunny's doing, they have primarily a bunch of songs in English. They went on the Super Bowl and they did their fucking thing and it was awesome, but they had a lot of English stuff to appease to the crowd that is the Super Bowl crowd. Now we got Bad Bunny and I'm like, I don't know if you listen to his music, buddy, but he ain't gonna be singing in English. Like that shit ain't gonna be happening. So it's different. Like it's putting not just Spanish culture, but the Spanish language in front of everyone on one of the biggest stages. So I just had a conversation with this guy. He was like, "Oh, I didn't mean it in a bad way." And I was like, I didn't think you meant it in a bad way. I was just responding because I felt like I should have said this.
No, I totally fucking get it. And it's crazy you say that because just this morning I came across a TikTok of some guy that was like putting out all these artists that was like, for example, Shakira, not American. Blah blah blah, not American. Blah blah blah, not American. And he was just like, Bad Bunny, fucking American. Let me remind you, blah blah blah. And he went on this rant, and it was just fucking iconic. But you're absolutely right, and that's something I didn't even think about, dude, until just now. It's not a Spanish artist putting out English music at the Super Bowl. This is literally introducing the Super Bowl to Spanish language. That's fucking crazy. I didn't even think about that.
He's very much about the culture. And I'm like, that's important, like that's very important. But also when you think about Super Bowl stuff, people are going to complain no matter what. They're complaining now about Bad Bunny. They complained last year about Kendrick Lamar. People don't know how to just shut the fuck up. And if you don't like something, just change the channel or whatever, or just like don't say anything about it. Like actually, I had a comment on Facebook. This guy was just like being an asshole. I don't even remember what the hell he said because he deleted it, but he said some dumb shit about like Bad Bunny. So I commented under him, and I'm like, dude, if you seasoned your food as well as you seasoned your hate, like you might be able to fucking breathe, bro. Like just chill. Like it's not that serious. He's gonna go up for like 15 minutes and then he'll be done. And then you get to watch the rest of the game. Shut up.
Dude, 100%. And I love that this is even part of the conversation today because, like you said, a lot of those like industry fucking like shenanigans of like being cookie cutter or being vanilla, like we talked about in the beginning, it's so fucking overplayed, in my opinion. We need more of these like raw, voices, it's not about saying shit that's going to come with consequences. It's just about saying them because they're in your fucking heart to say, you know?
180 billion%. I think we need something different. I think every couple of years, every industry needs some type of change. There's a lot of vanilla artists who are good, I will say. But like people do crave more sometimes. Sometimes it's not something that these vanilla artists can give them. And then it takes someone like Bad Bunny to bring something along where they're like, oh, I didn't even know I liked this until that person put it in front of me. And now it opened my eyes to like a whole new world. And as an example for that, I can say when I was younger, I grew up like just watching Batman and Superman and all this other stuff. And then I got to high school and I was introduced to anime. And I was like, I didn't even know I needed this in my life. And then anime turned into me starting to listen to like Japanese music and Chinese music and listen to other music from like other different places and like K-pop and all these things. And I'm like, that introduced me to something that I didn't even know I liked until someone brought that to my attention. I think it's good to sometimes, even if this is a horrible word, sometimes just like force that and be like, hey, you may not like my music now, but I'm gonna play this thing because it's true to me. Maybe you will like it, maybe you won't, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Dude, exactly. And at the end of the day, most people are going to connect to what's true to them and it'll always resonate. And I love to hear you say that. And talking about craving more, what is next for Varsity? What is coming up? How do you guys want to finish out the year? I know you were talking new music. What about shows? Give us something to look forward to.
So we took a whole year and a half off to write music, which is crazy because I've never gotten this much time off in my life to do anything. We have a song that should be coming out at the end of this month, and then from there, just a bunch of singles. Just gonna continue to put out new music. We start touring again next year. I start with Shiprock, so I'm on Shiprock with like it's like Motionless and White, I Prevail, like just a bunch of people. Knock Loose is on it, which is crazy. It was like, oh wow. So there's that. I think we have like some shows at the end of the year, but they're very sporadic. I want to do something a little different with my shows. I know when we start touring again next year, the tours are just, it's all the states and everything else. But for right now, I'm like, I want to do just like random shows. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, we're going to do a show here or a show there because this is where the numbers are, this is whatever. I'm just like, oh, you know what? It'd be cool if we went and played in Baltimore. So we're going to go play in Baltimore randomly, or we're going to go play here randomly. We're just going to start doing things where it's less about the metrics and the markets because the industry is very heavily on the markets. It's like, oh, here's the A market and the B market. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go play over there because I want to. Also gauge interest for myself. Because the best way to do it is just to show up. I could play everywhere where my markets are good and people will show up because I have a good market there. But I'm like, what about these other places where I don't know? I'm going to go there instead and see what the hell happens.
Joey, do you know how I know that that is going to work out for you?
How? I'd love to know.
Because even just a few moments ago, you made a comment not related to your shows and touring. You used the word force, right? You have to force it onto people because it means something to you. And then here you are justifying how you want to go to these places, not because the numbers are calling you, but because it's where you want to go. And that correlates right there. And that's how I know that that intention is so solid in that foundation and that groundwork that you're putting in. And that's how I know when you do that, whether it's Baltimore, hopefully Austin, Texas, whatever, it's going to work out for you. I fucking know it, and it's because of that.
Thank you. Well, I can guarantee you also there will always be Texas shows. Texas loves us for some reason. I don't know what we did, but I love it there, and Texas loves us for some reason. I'm not complaining. Honestly, it's been some of my favorite shows.
Well, you're welcome here anytime if you need a place to crash. My house is yours. Mi casa, tu casa. You already know.
That I'm coming over.
Amazing. Well, dude, thank you so much for your time today. If you wouldn't mind, lastly, just tell everyone where they can find your music, where they can find you, and if there's anything that you would like to get off your fucking chest, say it. This is your chance right now.
So you can find us on pretty much any social platform, varsity.nyc, no vowels, VRSTY dot NYC. We're on like pretty much everything. And if you can't find us on anything, then just, you can go on Google and steal our music. However you want to find us, just you go ahead and do it that way. And if there's one thing that I can get off my chest that I feel like people needed to hear, it's this. Just shut the fuck up and enjoy the ride.
Fuck
Life,
yeah.
life is too short to care about all this shit that doesn't matter. So just shut up and enjoy the ride. We're all going to be in the dirt anyway one day. So just while you have the time, enjoy it.
Dude, you actually saved me on that because as that came out of my mouth, I'm literally thinking in my head, why the fuck did that come out of my mouth? Why did I say get something off your chest? I never close out interviews like that, but now I'm fucking glad I did because that's the best way to fucking close it out. So thank you so much for saving my ass.
Sometimes we really do need to get things off our chest, though. So that was great.
Dude, totally. Thank you so much for your time. I'll definitely be in touch and I'll keep you posted on air dates and all that good stuff. But super
Sure.
excited. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can always hit me up whenever. Let me know about everything so that I can go ahead and just also post it on like all of our socials and everything as well.
Dude, amazing. Thank you so much. This has been incredible, way better than I expected it to be. So thanks again for your time.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right, take care, dude.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Hey, if you've made it this far, don't forget to follow the socials on the screen or in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next week.